Okay, looks like we might have another commentator coming on very soon. How's it going, man?
Good. Let me just take a look at the stream here. Alright.
Can you see Punch's stream?
Yep, I can see it just fine.
Okay,
It's a little jittery, but
yeah, it happens. So I wanted to ask you one thing before we actually started getting into the real commentating. So how would you weigh collecting stats in general versus something like late game aggression? Because you had a much different playstyle in your match versus, you know, say Ethan, where he would just wait till the last minute and then finally go aggressive, and then that's the way he would get stats.
so generally when I'm usually playing, I try to get at least a few stats, but if somebody starts putting aggression against me in the very beginning, since they'll always be near me, and I have like the Shadow Star, as example, I'd probably start going after them because, you know, they're going after me, and, you know, I would try to see if I could, you know, eliminate them to stop going after me. And then generally I'll start, you know, I'll start attacking them at the end game to collect their stats, but sometimes it's not always worth it if you keep killing them in the early game because they probably won't have collected many stats in the first place.
Very true. So yeah, try to not hype up the first minute too much, because there's about...
So, yep, there's a kill right there. So kind of expected from InFury. I liked his approach, getting the Swerve Star immediately and then getting some health back. And then since they were next to each other, he picked up some needle Kirbys, and since he was faster than him, he was able to carry him with the needles, which, you know, caused him to.
Yeah, I'd say a few more stats, and he's going to be having problems controlling that vehicle.
I feel like if Suck had seen him coming, he could have, like, maybe, you know, iframed some of the needles and probably escaped. But it was pretty tough considering how much faster InFury was.
Irrelevant commentary, but I really love these usernames that we get throughout the tournament. I think last year we had like Liquid Nipple, and then now this year we have GodOfSucc. It's always funny trying to commentate with these usernames.
Yeah, right. That's really true.
Okay, Suck getting the Wing Star. I personally think this is extremely overrated. It's not that great.
The Wing Star is very bad. Unless he's expecting to maybe be Air Glider, it's probably not going to be much useful. Oh, Secret Chamber, InFury is going to get there, definitely. Let's see what it is.
Yeah. Suck should know he's completely... Oh, that is...
Yesterday I was doing some practicing, and I got a Secret Chamber with alls, and that was the greatest thing ever.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Okay, Firecracker chasing.
Yeah,
skill from 1 to 10.
If he just gets one hit, he'll probably die.
Did get one hit, did not exactly die. So, tell me, skill from 1 to 10, how hard is that to exactly aim if you were to say have the exact same stats as InFury?
The cannon, how hard it would be to aim?
Yes.
Well, as long as your vehicle doesn't slide, it's way easier, but if you have like the Slick Star, which never stops moving, it's a lot easier because you can turn around in all 180 directions, but keep yourself mobile. And so, also almost up there. Also some other things, like him with the Swerve Star. The Swerve Star, if it's still on the ground, it turns around very, very fast, unlike a star like the Wagon, which turns around really slowly. So if I were to use a cannon, I'd probably use like the Swerve Star because of how fast it can turn around.
Looks like the Swerve Star is extremely fast in general. He's already having a bit of trouble controlling the thing.
Yeah, that usually if I get more than...
Ooh, what a shot!
Oh, and he's still hitting him.
What a shot! That's the highlight.
Oh man, I sense he'll fly farther and farther. So yeah, he could have been good with that Wing Star. That's unfortunate. So think here.
Oh.
Okay, so he gets a swerve, but probably not going to be much use. Oh, red health InFury. If GodOfSucc just got a sneaky Gordo kill on him, he could die.
Very true. I don't think he's gonna have that happen. I think he's just gonna glide it all the way to the end. Look at how much he's gliding and how little it's going up before his hits the limit. If this is actually air glider, this is all over already. Going for the Jetstar.
Okay, Jetstar's smart because he saw the stadium prediction. Jetstar is extremely good at gliding and is it's definitely the best star for high jump by far.
Wow,
so
that charge.
If it's high jump, he'll be pretty much automatic win. Okay, so air glider, it's still good in air glider, but
still good. Not as much as he could. Okay.
Okay, so GodOfSucc's going for the bridge hit, but not much gonna happen there. So I think InFury will definitely be able to get very far.
Yeah, Suck already hitting. Yeah, he already knows.
Yeah.
Okay, first game goes to InFury. Very nice.
It does. No surprise there. Honestly. InFury is one of the top players. Me and InFury are probably the same skill level, honestly. We've kind of come to agree upon.
Do you think y'all will meet each other in the bracket?
Oh, I'm sure we will. If he beats GodOfSucc, I'll have to play him. And will I win? That's really hard to tell, but I think the thing InFury loves to do, he loves to do early game aggression. That's one of his favorite things to do. And if he gets a kill in the early game, he just keeps on killing you because you are so weak from that early game kill. So
Very true.
Yeah, loves to get those early game kills, indeed.
Last year he shaked up the bracket pretty hard. He kind of like you, it was a first year tournament, coming in out of nowhere. No one had really given him time of day, and then out of nowhere he's just popping left and right, blowing up other players, and then makes it all the way to the grand final. However, the only person in his way is Knix, and Knix is a hot topic right now. Definitely.
I've done plenty of 1v1s. I've won definitely a lot of 1v1s against him, but he's definitely won a lot of 1v1s against me.
It'd be interesting to see who gets the match against him this year. Do you think he'll end up in grands again?
Oh, I'm almost positive. I think if I can beat InFury, I'm going to meet him, and then we'll have to battle each other for the title.
Wow, InFury.
Yeah.
Already with the swerve, already knocking off this early aggression again.
Yeah,
just gets one of those speeds.
He loves it. It's his favorite thing. I kill him again. I don't think he saw him on the red health, but if he saw him on red health, he would probably die.
How much? I mean, I wouldn't really ask for them, but I'm asking you, how much is the use of the map?
Oh, extremely useful. I look at it literally all the time. That's how I know if people are coming or going to use stuff at me. So like if I was looking at the map right now, if I was done, well, I don't know, because they're not really chasing each other, so it's tough to tell, but generally, if our dots, like the dots on screen, start getting really close to the point where they're almost about to connect, that's when I start really getting really defensive and start looking at my surroundings, because that means somebody's getting close to me. So like in the last game against Mr. E, when the pillar came, I was watching his location on the map the entire time I was going to the pillar because I had Gordos in my hand, so I was waiting for him to get near me so I could throw it. So once he went over to the sea, I started throwing Gordos at him, and then I started taking my time because I knew he had cannon, and when you have cannon, you can't iframe, so all I had to do was just get a Gordo right on top of him, and he would have died, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, pillar has definitely been a cause of a lot of deaths, especially in the last few tournaments. Definitely a one where it encourages players to get closer to each other, and that's when conflict arises. Definitely always a hype one.
So,
GodOfSucc.
Yeah, just InFury, just collecting items. I don't think he's worried quite about GodOfSucc yet. I would start to worry about GodOfSucc when he started getting a lot of charge, because if he gets more than like 10 charge, he could beat InFury in like a drag race because he keeps spamming the boost.
Yeah, one thing that was made known to
often
me.
what Phoenix does. Phoenix loves using the Shadow Star, and if you get the Rocket Star in Drag Race and you have a lot of charge, it's pretty much a guaranteed win.
That was definitely one that made known to me how underrated that star was. Kinect's pulling it out, I think, in the first Grand Finals, the first tournament.
I started using it because I understood like how good it was. I also thought it was underrated, and I also knew how useful it was. But then when I started using it, I was still having a hard time getting used to like how it controls, because if it has too much charge.
Massive damage, he's down.
Yeah. Dang.
Again, only 2 minutes remaining.
Well, he got off his machine, but he still destroyed it. And oh no, those items are gonna float high.
Yeah, another 30-45 seconds of not much action, which again to me encourages being aggressive.
Every time this event comes, I always go to the little volcano openings, and then usually that's just it, because those items are never bouncing, and you can frequently find an all in one of those in this event, because since this event resets the item pool, there's always an all somewhere in the map during this event. There's always
really?
an all pad. Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Usually every time I get this event, I always try to find it. So like I'll start spamming boxes, trying to open them, just flying in the air, seeing what I can see. The same thing also applies for fake items. It also resets the item pool, so there can also be alls in the fake items event.
That's some very good game knowledge. I actually did not know that. I knew that there was for some events alls, but I did not know those two specifically had that. You usually think of alls like, if you got the middle of the UFO or you hit tack or dyno enough.
Or like you got Dynablade in 3 hits, or
yeah,
you get even busted the pillar, or meteors. Usually meteors always has an all.
Yeah, that's the one you expect, but again.
Yeah. Definitely the worst event is by the fog event. It literally has no use at all. It's just there to, kind of like piss you off, honestly. Like it literally serves no purpose, just to piss you off. And it does. It really does piss you off. And considering its length, it's a minute-long event.
Less than 1 minute left. You think InFury is going to kick it into high gear? Search for going for the wagon star. GodOfSucc. So, lots of stats dropping. Going to give up his ability to just start going in the air for this wagon star secure.
So he's going to try to find another machine, most likely one that's suited for Destruction Derby or something, because the Swerve Star is really only good for racing. Since they just had a single race, I bet InFury, since they never got a stadium prediction, and he's also flashing orange, which means he has a lot of offense. So he probably, considering how much more offense and defense there probably is, he can probably conclude from that it'll be Destruction Derby. So we'll try to find a higher HP machine so he can last longer.
Okay, Warp Star and Wagon Star.
Wagon Star will have the advantage, but InFury coming in with that 17 offense.
Wow, 17 offense. That's absolutely insane. It's Destruction Derby.
But he only does have 3 HP, and the Warp has less. Oh, it's Kirby Melee! This could be anybody's game. But it's probably going to be InFury's. He's really good at this.
Definitely. I think the speed matters more here. Exactly the accuracy of what you get.
Yeah, Kirby Melee is, honestly, it could be anybody's game. It's just, you just have to, it's basically mostly RNG, because you just have to find the right abilities. Like InFury's doing, his favorite thing is to use Plasma.
Gets 2 Plasma and gets the needles. Yeah.
Needle's good too. So yeah, you could just say it's RNG, basically, this game mode.
I mean, there's a bit of strategy to it.
Yeah, speed does matter. There is a tad of strategy in this strategy that InFury is using, where he basically is just spamming the plasma. This is gonna be a close match. You can see there are kills. This is close.
Absolutely.
This could be anybody's game. GodOfSucc has to find a good ability.
GodOfSucc is absolutely missing the mark on getting the correct ability.
70.
I think it's all over.
I think it's InFury, but
delayed for just a minute, and that cost him the entire match right there. Had a bit of trouble getting an ability, and that's that. InFury 2-0.
Yeah, no surprise there.